Kickoff. 5:58 in the morning, which is technically still night for everyone else in the building. He is already awake, already dressed for training, already annoyed that the sun isn't up yet to see it. He catches his reflection in the dark bedroom window before the light even hits it properly. Mirror check. 1. He adjusts nothing. There was nothing to adjust. He checks again anyway, 4 seconds later, just to confirm. The ice bath is set to a temperature a member of staff describes, quietly, as personally offensive. He gets in without flinching, stays exactly as long as the app on the wall says to, and gets out 1 second early, on purpose, because leaving exactly on time would mean the app was in charge. Breakfast is weighed before it's plated, not measured, weighed, on a small scale that lives permanently on the counter, like a member of the household nobody remembers hiring. A member of staff mentions carefully that a rival player posted a personal best gym number online overnight. He doesn't respond to the comment. He does, however, quietly add 1 extra set to the morning session that wasn't on the plan, and nobody in the room is foolish enough to connect the two events out loud. He checks the weather app, sees a small chance of rain, and treats it as a personal challenge rather than a forecast. The rain later does not show up. He seems, somehow, both unsurprised and slightly disappointed by this. First half. The training ground, empty except for him and one assistant, 40 minutes before anyone else is scheduled to arrive. He runs a drill he has run several thousand times before and does it again, immediately, because the 4th rep of the day felt 1% off, a phrase nobody else in the building is qualified to evaluate. He passes a glass trophy cabinet on the way to the next drill and catches himself in it without breaking stride. Mirror check. 2. He does not slow down. He does not need to. A teammate arrives, sees the empty pitch already covered in cone patterns, and quietly decides not to ask how long he's been out here. The coaching staff has a note prepared about tactical positioning. He reads it, nods, and then does something slightly different on the pitch anyway, which turns out, annoyingly for the note writer, to work. A younger player on the squad tries to match his finishing drill, rep for rep, and lasts 11 reps before needing a break. He does not slow down to let the younger player catch up, and does not speed up to embarrass him either. He simply continues at the same pace, which somehow manages to do both at once. Between drills, someone asks if he wants to sit down for 2 minutes. He says he'll sit down after, a word that, by lunchtime, will have been redefined roughly 4 separate times. Halftime, in the sense that the actual clock has nothing to do with it. This is just the point in the day where cameras show up. A reporter asks how he's feeling this season. He answers with a number, unprompted, that nobody asked for, delivered with the complete confidence of a man reading out a law of physics. He catches his reflection in the reporter's sunglasses mid-answer. Mirror check. 3. He does not lose his train of thought. He has never once lost his train of thought. A photographer asks for 1 more shot. He gives 4, each one a fractional adjustment on the last, none of them requested, all of them better than what was actually asked for. A second reporter asks about retirement, a question he has now been asked, by staff count, several hundred times across several years. He answers as if hearing it for the first time, with total sincerity, and somehow makes it sound like breaking news, which several outlets then report as exactly that. Someone hands him a tablet showing a clip of himself from 10 years earlier. He watches 8 seconds of it, nods once, and hands it back with the quiet satisfaction of a man reviewing someone else's very good work. Second half. Lunch is smaller than anyone else at the table's lunch, and finished faster, because eating, to him, is a drill with a time limit nobody set except him. His kids ask him to play in the garden. He says yes immediately, and somehow still manages to turn the game into something with rules, scoring, and a clear winner within 90 seconds. He catches his reflection in the surface of the garden pool mid-celebration after scoring what was, by any reasonable standard, a very ordinary goal against an 8-year-old. Mirror check. 4. The 8-year-old does not appear to mind losing nearly as much as one might expect. A representative from a sponsor arrives for a scheduled photo, holding a product he is contractually obligated to look thrilled about. He looks thrilled about it. It is, genuinely, difficult to tell where the contract ends and the enthusiasm begins. The sponsor rep quietly asks if he could smile a little bigger for the shot. He does, instantly, on command, a smile that is somehow both completely genuine and completely manufactured at the same time, a skill nobody else in the room has, and several people privately wish they did. Between takes, he checks his phone once, reads a message, and puts it away without typing anything back, a level of restraint that, for him specifically, counts as a small private victory. Full time. Dinner is, once again, weighed. He eats it facing a dark window, which means for most of the meal he is, functionally, eating across the table from himself. Mirror check. 5. Though this one goes uncounted by him specifically, since, as far as he's concerned, he isn't checking anything. The window is just there, and he's just sitting near it, and it's not his fault it's dark enough to reflect. He posts one photo before dinner ends, shirtless, mid-stretch, time-stamped from earlier in the day, and it outperforms every actual match highlight posted that week combined, a fact the club's social media team has stopped being surprised by and started quietly resenting. One of his kids asks to see the photo before he posts it. He shows them. They shrug and go back to their food, entirely unimpressed, which is, by a wide margin, the most honest reaction the photo will get from anyone all night. Extra time. Nobody scheduled this part of the night. He goes back down to a private gym in the house anyway, alone, and does a set of something that wasn't on any plan handed to him by anyone. He checks his form in the gym's full-wall mirror, which exists specifically for this purpose, so this one, at least, is not a surprise to anyone, including him. Mirror check. 6. The only one all day he'd openly admit to. A late message comes in from the coaching staff, a small tactical adjustment for tomorrow's session. He reads it standing in the gym doorway, already half-dressed for the workout nobody scheduled, and replies with a single word that manages to sound like agreement, correction, and mild offense all at once. 11:40 at night. He is still going. Not because the coaching staff asked, not because the club asked, because stopping first would mean something else got to decide when the day ended, and that has never once been the arrangement he's agreed to.